Hello and welcome everybody to HSFL Paranormal. This is After Dark number 10, Scary Ghost Stories in the Dark. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing well. Alrighty, we got quite a few people in the house right now. We have Fee, you're always welcome here. Tavi Smith, Lou Rock, Kim Fitzgerald, Rock Fam. We have Toxic Zimp. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, my friend. Kim Fitzgerald, Rock Fam. We have Tamara, the Kiwi. So awesome, guys. So great to see everybody here. Horrible? What's going on, Lou? You having a bad evening or anxiety or panic or something? I hear you, Bo. I've been having bad anxiety attacks lately. That's why I haven't been going live. Why is it not showing up on the screen? Is my live stream coming up yet? I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Let me refresh this. Should be up. I've been having a bad anxiety attack. Okay, don't want to have to double play that here. I just wanted to make sure that everything was working properly. Except having one small issue here. I lost the chat. Okay. Thank you guys for the 12 people watching right now. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so happy I feel better too. Music and lyrics, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Ray the fam, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope everything is well. 15 people in the house. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I decided to do as a hangout tonight instead of doing all the software. I just didn't have time in between work and doing everything else today. So I set it up as a Google Hangout. So I hope you guys don't mind that. Leah and Ladybug, welcome, my friend. Hey, wow, holy cow. Texas, Live Julie, and Angela H in Texas, welcome. Tina Stewart, hello. Yeah, I'm doing well. I was just going through a little bit of a rough patch. I was feeling kind of burned out. Decided to take a week off of YouTube, kind of. Well, not quite a week because I was still posting and making videos. I just wasn't going live. Hey, Jelly Duck, how's it going? So great to see everybody. So glad to be back on live streaming. Wow, 17 people watching. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate all of your guys' love and support. I'm just trying to make sure I have all the kinks worked out here. Trying to make sure. It looks like everything is right. So that is good. All right. Hey, the sharpshooter and the man fam is in the house. How's it going? Hey, Unapologetically Gomez, how are you? So many awesome channels. Guys, 20 people watching right now. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of your support. Seriously. You guys are what makes this channel what it is. And I'm so glad that I get to share my time and my energy with you to provide great content for the viewer. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Thank you for smashing that like button, guys. Please make sure you tweet this out and share it out on Facebook. Anybody with the blue wrench, you can do exclamation mark command like this, and it'll bring you up all of your, all of the Nightbot commands. So there's for the people with the blue wrench, you can post those links. Anna Castro, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Guys, thank you so much. 16 people, thumbs up. I really do appreciate that, guys. If anybody has any scary stories and would like to come up, I kind of want to do maybe like a fan night. If anybody who has some horror stories or scary stories, personal experiences, with either the paranormal or scary things happening regarding spooky stuff. If you would like to come up and share a story or have a list of ghost stories that you would like to share, just let me know and I can give you an invite. And I would love to have people on tonight, kind of welcome people back to the channel. Always willing to help and support other YouTubers. So many great channels on here. Hey, Pop Couple, how are you? Good to see you. 22 people watching. Sheesh. Thank you guys. This light's a little harsh. Let's see if that's any better. No, it's almost worse. Okay. I think that's a little bit better, so it's not directly in my eyes. All right, let's see here. Let me get back to the chat here. Yeah, guys, please smash that like button, share this out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm doing good. I finally got back here on YouTube. I was taking a little bit of a break. I was going through some stress issues with work and feeling kind of burned out on YouTube and trying to reinvent myself and trying to create some new content for the viewer pleasure. I decided to take the new 4K camera out and go take some video. So I hope you guys enjoyed those 2 new videos that I created. I believe it was San Luis Obispo, Tale of 3 Cemeteries, and Montana de Oro nature hike in 4K. I hope you guys liked those videos while I was gone. Let me know what you guys thought of them in the comments. Always willing to take some advice. If you guys would like to see more of that kind of content, please let me know. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it because they're only like 3 minutes long, but I worked really hard on putting out some good videos. Yeah, everybody needs some time. Absolutely. 23 people watching. Thank you guys. I do appreciate all of your support. Yes, I have Twitter and Facebook you can add me on. Hey, just in time prepping. Love those videos. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked them. Hey, Lord Brandon, how's it going? Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that people like those videos. Shared it out on Facebook. Thank you so much, Tina. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't joined me on Facebook, I'm at 80 followers right now on Facebook. If you haven't joined me on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page for this channel where I make regular updates. I will to show my new viewers, people who have not been on my channel. I do paranormal investigating, but it's on another channel. I actually have a team. It's called Presence of the Unknown. Guys, please go make sure you subscribe to that channel. Got my new 4K ghost hunting camera. It's got infrared and it's got multi-spectrum UV. So it's pretty wild. It allows me to see in perfect darkness what is going on around me. So I'm really interested in trying this out. It's actually a specific camera for ghost hunting. So this is going to be really cool. And I cannot wait to try it out on our next investigation coming up this weekend. We're actually going on 2 or 3 locations this weekend. So we're going to have a bunch of videos coming out on Presence of the Unknown too. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. Yes, I do have a dog, Baxter. He is asleep right now. He is a cuteness. He's a wiener dog. He's super cute. And I will be getting to the scary stories. If anybody has any scary stories and would love to come up and share, you guys can always come up. When I host these Google Hangouts, people are welcome to come up and share. Some fans have already submitted a few stories to me that they wanted me to share. Guys, 26, 25 people watching right now. Thank you. 27. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of your support. Seriously, guys, smash that like button. Share this out on Twitter. Share it out on Facebook. I cannot believe the turnout tonight. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of the support. I hope you guys like the new camera. Sorry, did Budget Outdoors and hey, Budget Outdoors and Survivals here. What is up, buddy? That is a beauty camera. Yeah. Glad to see you too. Yeah, I love the new camera. I just put it together yesterday. So I can't wait to actually put this to the test. I kind of did like a preview video of what my house looks like. My house is haunted, by the way, but it's gotten a lot quieter since I cleansed the house. I was having some real issues with a spirit that I had brought home with me from an investigation, and it was causing me a lot of grief. And had to do a lot of stuff to make the house comfortable to live in. Hey, Blowhole, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for the 24 people watching. I do appreciate it. Oh. Yeah, the camera light setup is awesome. So if you actually push, let me get to the screen here. If you actually push this button, it actually says paranormal camera. It's from ghoststop.com. I really highly suggest their equipment. The only reason I haven't bought their equipment before is it takes so long to ship, but this is an exclusive product just from Ghost Stop. They don't sell this anywhere else. But you can see like the multi-spectrum 4K ability on that camera, and there's actually a LED screen there. If my camera would like to focus. But yeah, so there's actually an LED screen. So it's a very nice setup. It's actually only specifically for ghost hunting. I will not be able to use that on any other like side adventures. Hey, Egyptian Gamer Geek, how's it going? Yes, I'll put up the link for Presence of the Unknown. PO now. There you go. Subscribe to my paranormal team, Presence of the Unknown. And there you go. You click on that, and we have a whole bunch of investigations. We just finished wrapping up our last investigation at the Green Hotel in Shafter, California. It was probably one of the most paranormally active places we have ever been to as a team. Not personally, but since we started the team. From photos of apparitions to crazy EVPs coming off of multiple sources. Guys, make sure you check out that channel. There's so much paranormal activity at the Green Hotel. And we also did the murder house. We're going to be working on the haunted beach house and another cemetery video coming up this weekend. So make sure you go subscribe to that channel if you want to go see that content. Hey, how's it going, Egyptian? So good to see you. I'm trying to keep up with all the chat. Hey, Jenny Merseth is in the house. How's it going, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, Kelly Paulson. How's it going? Wow, a lot of channels I haven't seen in here in a long time. Dakota and family. How's it going? Miss Rider Die, how's it going, my friend? So great to see everybody back. Thank you for sharing your videos. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll show you guys some of the stuff from the Green Hotel. I can play it here in the background. It's just not. It's gonna be kind of laggy. Let's see. I guess I could just play some clips and count that as a scary story because literally it pretty much was. Let's see here. Guys, thank you for subscribing to Presence of the Unknown. I really do appreciate it, guys. Please make sure you go subscribe to my other channel, Presence of the Unknown. We're trying to get big here with all the stuff that we do. We have invested a lot of time and energy and money into this channel. We just kind of want to see where it goes. Let's see here. I'll kind of give you guys a brief look at what we do on our investigations. So we always start our investigations, our videos with a interview. We always start with talking to the homeowner or the business owner and getting their perspective of what goes on in the house, what their experiences, and what other paranormal people have noticed if they have had them before, and childhood experiences and what their experience has been with the paranormal in the past in their life, whether they believe in it or not, and see what they can experience and what they've felt, seen, or heard, and go and kind of start off that investigation based off of what they've seen. Ask them where the hot spots are and kind of map them out of the location that we're at and show those locations on a piece of paper. We kind of draw out the plans of the floor. We kind of do a walk around of the location, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't show, but we try to get as much as the evidence portion of it on camera. Unique Customs, how's it going? Yo, 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 what's up? I like the lighting and the stream makes you look mysterious. Half of you is covered in darkness. Yes, was kind of the point. Road Trains Tiger, it's good to see you. So happy to see you, my friend. So awesome to have everybody here. Thank you so much. All right. Alrighty, let's see here. I'm going to try to maybe play a little bit of the first of the investigation. You'll actually get to see firsthand of how these cameras work. Joe is the owner of Presence of the Unknown. He is the founder, and he uses this camera religiously, and that's why I bought one for myself. So I will be showing that live as soon as I can figure out how to get this up here. So you guys will actually get to see one of the Presence of the Unknown videos. So kind of like a little teaser of what we've experienced. I'll show you one episode or like half of an episode and see what you guys think of it. So just let me see here. Present to everybody. All right, so this is Presence of the Unknown. So let me see here. Hold on. Hey, Patrick, how's it going? Have you been to Monticello, Arkansas? The Len House is legitly haunted and it's been open to the public. No, I haven't. I've only been to Arkansas very briefly just to drive along Highway 40 through like Fort Smith and Little Rock and out towards Memphis. I haven't really stopped all that much. I think this is the wrong one. Okay, hold on. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, guys, so this is Presence of the Unknown. That's like our equipment set up there. Let me see here. So that's Joe's rig. He's got a SB7 spirit box with the speaker kind of attached to his setup with, I think he has 8 lights, where I just have 6 right now. I think he bought the extra one with I think he bought the extra light setup. So he has up to 8 lights, and he's got a much heavier duty rig. Something I might have to invest in. So this is what our cameras look like. Let me turn up the volume on this video here so you can hear first account what's going on from our perspective. You will eventually see me in the video, so just hold on. Yeah, I'll get to the stories here pretty soon, guys. Just want to show you Presence of the Unknown. We do have some very creepy moments. And there's me. That's Joe right there, who's got the camera. So that's what our lights allow us to see inside of the location. That is the multi-spectrum. So those were the haunted dolls that were on the location. I do want to kind of fast forward to when we were getting some of the EVPs from the location. So I'll play like the last, I don't know, 3 minutes. So there's a spirit that was actually trying to take over our walkie-talkies, and it was really messing with us. Hey, Bless Intuitive Tarot, how's it going? So you'll hear the EVP actually. That was actually off of our walkie-talkie, guys.
Dude, what the hell was that?
Like, dude, we had like on 4 different videos where something was trying to communicate with us off of the walkie-talkies by themselves.
The most activity that we were getting was inside of that one room. Okay, as soon as I walk
There's
in,
another EVP coming up here pretty soon. I actually bookmarked it. But y'all heard that voice, right? It was all no. That was none of us coming through the walkie-talkie. That was wild. Okay, Kim. So there was an EVP. I think it,
this thing's going off.
I think it's right here, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's right here. Can't remember if it was this video or the no, it was the second installment. That was because that was the first EVP. The second video was where we had a lot more stuff happen. I believe it was this one, yeah. So this is the video where like a majority of the creepy stuff happened, where it felt like something was touching the back of my neck and there was orbs flying around the static cameras everywhere.
You have orbs in here around me. Just got really cold on the back of my neck. It's cold. We need to turn the AC off. No. Something is touching the back of my neck with something cold. Yeah, but the AC needs to come off so we can tell the temperature. There's no vent on the back of my neck.
That was the nearest vent. So it was weird because it felt like something was literally just like putting cold air on my neck, and it wasn't like that in any other part of that room, even with the AC going on. So that was pretty wild. So that's the multi-spectrum camera. She's shouting out to us at that current time to let us know that there was orbs in that one room. So let me find that number. Yeah. So right here where I saved, you can hear it briefly say, "Don't go." And it was like a clear EVP. So that was kind of creepy. I noticed that and I had messaged Joe. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" And he's like, "Holy cow." Yeah, so there was some really spooky, crazy stuff that happened at that house. Not to mention the haunted, creepy dolls that were all over that house. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like towards here. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, this is where I'll let you guys hear it.
Cynthia, can you hear me?
This one room kept sending our walkie-talkies out of control.
Can you talk to us again? Mine's off. Yeah, as soon as you turn yours off, it's not doing it. Okay. No, mine's been off this entire time. Are you here in this room with us right now? Is that why this thing's going off like this? Like all electronics. There's something here. My cameras, both my cameras went dead. The other one went dead. No, open camera. And every time I go in this hallway,
See, you hear that growl? That came over our walkie-talkie.
what was that just now? You didn't hear that? Yeah.
Oh, that creeped me out.
Is that you messing with us? Why don't you show yourself?
Yeah, so like we were getting non-stop activity at that house. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. I will get to the scary ghost stories now. But I hope everybody goes checks out my other channel, Presence of the Unknown. There's so much cool stuff in that video that I didn't show you. Make sure you go check out the entire video. Let's see here real quick. So we have 3 people that have subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Love how spirits play with electronics. Yeah, seriously, they're a funny bunch, aren't they? Yeah, the growl set me over the edge a little bit. That was creepy. There was some type of negative energy that was at that house. I'm not sure what it was, but it wasn't positive. The one that growled was not a positive spirit. And so, yeah, there's that. So let me now get to the scary ghost stories. Ooh. Like I said, if there's anybody who has a scary ghost story who would like to share it with us, I'm always have an open invitation to let you come up and share any scary stories. I do have some fan submissions. I'd like to go over those first. Let's see, cardiac. So Cardiac Tap Fam actually gave me a few. Let's see if I can pull up the right one. Okay. Sorry, that was me moving the table. That's nothing paranormal. So just give me 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to pull back where I have the comment section. Yeah. That was great. All of them. I watched them today. Oh, wow. Awesome, Texas Life Julie. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, they're pretty creepy. We got some more paranormal trips coming up here soon. So make sure you are subscribed to Presence of the Unknown because we have a lot of content coming up this coming week. We will be doing a live stream, both me and Joe from Presence of the Unknown, live at a haunted cemetery at the beach. And also, we might be doing a haunted beach house. A friend of ours from this area called us to say he has actually been experiencing stuff for a number of years and would like us to come and check it out. So we're going to be doing that. But he's kind of I think he said he's kind of a skeptic and he wasn't sure what he was believing, but he believed something was in that house. Sorry, I got to get this cord away from. There we go. All right. All right. I was like, what was that noise? Yeah, pretty much. Guys, make sure you share this out and tweet it out. If you guys have shared this out on Twitter, please let me know in the comments, and I will be more than happy to shout your name out. I'm so appreciative to all the people that have continuously supported my channel. If you have not already, make sure you smash that like button. Share this out on Twitter and Facebook. I really do appreciate it. No, I have never been to Canada. No, I have not. I've heard of some pretty incredible places, but I have not been to Canada personally. I have a lot of people that follow me that are from Canada, and they show me locations all the time, and I would love to go one day. Same with Australia. It's another place I would really like to check out. Okay, so somebody did submit that story to me, so I'm going to try to read that out. During the summer, my boyfriend and me and another couple rented a cabin on Milas Lake. When we arrived, it was a very old, small home turned into a summer rental property. Very cute, small home. We spent the day on the lake, fishing and enjoying the warm sun, and we grilled some supper and finished in front of the warm bonfire. It was a perfect day. We decided to go to bed early, and we were going to be fishing again at daybreak. Hey, thank you so much. I really do appreciate Road Trains for tweeting this out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kim Fitzgerald fam. I do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. We picked a room with the old style wallpaper and old style flooring. The bed had a cute, small looking type of headboard and certainly loud squeaks when moving around. My boyfriend was already dozing off, and I was trying to find a comfortable spot. For some reason, I looked at the foot of the bed, and oh my gosh, someone was looking right back at me. Not only was she looking at me, she was moving slowly across the room. She was short, with gray hair and wearing an old style long dress. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I wasn't breathing. I only was holding my breath. I couldn't take my eyes off of her. And she didn't take her eyes off of me. Oh my God. I was in her bed, in her house, and I watched her glide around the room. She glided right through the wall and was gone. Holy crap, I just saw a ghost, I thought. Needless to say, I hid under the covers the rest of that night and left the next day after fishing. My boyfriend thought I was dreaming. I knew I wasn't. I haven't been back since. Wow. Thank you, Cardiac Tap. I do appreciate that story. That's pretty crazy. If that's a personal experience, that is amazing, but horrifying. Okay. So this was her next story. It was more of like a good kind of spiritual thing. Thank you so much, Blowhole. I do appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't shared this out, please make sure you share this out. That's the only thing I really request on this channel is to share this out on Facebook and Twitter. When you tweet this out, tag at HSFL Paranormal. Yeah, so I can tell who actually shared this out. Tag me in the thing at HSFL Paranormal. It's all one word, actually. So make sure you do that, and I will shout you out for tweeting this out. If you guys are feeling generous, it's never a requirement on this channel. It's always welcomed, but never required. If you want to make a donation to my channel or to Presence of the Unknown to help with equipment or trips for like gas or anything, you can make the donations to my PayPal or Joe's at Presence of the Unknown. The PayPal links are both in the description, or sorry, they're both in the chat here. Make sure. You can see here. Okay. Yeah, you can make that donation over to my PayPal. Unfortunately, I am not yet monetized here on YouTube. I am about 600 watch minutes away from being monetized. So if you would like to help support the channel right now, the only way is PayPal. Like I said, it's never a requirement, but it's always welcomed here, but never required. So thank you guys for all of your love and support. I do really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys are the people that keep the channel alive and kicking. So thank you for that. Let's see here. So let me get on to this next story. And also make sure you thumbs up the video. That would be awesome too. That's always really, really helpful. Thank you for the 15 people watching right now. I really do appreciate it, guys. Kim's Fitzgerald, thank you so much for tweeting this out. Here we go. Whoop. I did retweet. Let me share this. Okay. So there you go. Keep that train going. There we are. All right. All right. So the next one. My son had cancer and we were driving back from getting him chemo. On a 3-lane busy highway at 4:30 p.m. on a Friday in the middle of summer, we were fighting to rush an hour sorry, we were fighting the rush hour and weekend travelers. We came up to another busy crossover on the freeway, and of course, driving in the fast lane, we did not realize the traffic had stopped ahead. As soon as I realized this, we were not going to be able to stop in time. I quickly looked over into the traffic in the right lane, thinking I could swing over, but all I saw were cars, cars, cars. Now we were going to crash. I looked at the ditch into the left lane and getting ready to dive into it. Something told me to look again. I looked to the right once more, and there was not one car in sight. I quickly pulled into the right, missing the car in front of us. My heart was about to beat out of my chest. I took a deep breath and realized that we were going to be okay. And then I looked around. There were no cars in front of me. No cars in front of the 3 lanes. I looked at on each side, none, and then looked in the rear view mirror. There was none. No cars were around us. What the hell? As soon as I got home, I called my sister and I told her everything. She says you had guardian angels. I laughed and said, "Huh, yeah, right." That night, I was sleeping and I woke up. I saw 2 people standing on my bed. What? I sat up quickly and realized for some reason that they were not a threat, but both women, both around 20 years old, with long black hair, and they were about 50. They're about, and and the other about 50 with short blonde hair. So one was a 20-year-old woman with black hair, and the other was a 50-year-old woman with blonde hair, which looked right at me. She did not talk, but for some reason, I knew what she was saying in her head. I asked, Was it you who saved us?" She nodded and smiled. Oh my gosh, they are guardian angels. I felt the tears coming down my cheeks and the feeling of complete love. Then I asked, "Can I touch you?" She smiled again and leaned over and reached out her hand. Her hand felt so cold. I said, "Oh my god, you are so cold." At that point, I woke up and here I was sitting at the bed. Was I dreaming? Well, I realized I wasn't. And also, I am here for a reason and to slow down. So I figure I saw at least 2 guardian angels. This was quite a few years ago. Thank you. So those were both submitted by our friend Cardiac Tap Fam. So guys, please thank her for submitting those stories. She actually emailed me those. I have another friend that actually left it in one of my comments in my videos. Now I gotta go find it. It's about a week ago, I think. Okay, so it was submitted by Cynthia Downs. Oh, okay. No problem, Blowhole. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of your support. 15 people watching. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right. Okay, let's see here. All right. Cynthia Downs has a short story that she wanted to share with us. She had a dream about her son screaming for her. He was her child, and he was in her dream. I woke up immediately, very upset. 8 hours later, I get a phone call telling me that my son had gotten wounded by an IED in Iraq. The moment that I had the dream was when he was hit by the IED in Iraq. Wow. That is a really touching story. I really wonder if that was a ESP. Like she had a premonition about what was happening to her son. That is like the utmost spiritual connection possible. That is so neat, but so sad that that happened to him. He is okay, from what I heard, but it's so scary. Let's see, I'm gonna read her replies because I asked. Wow, that is such an incredible story. Tell your son thank you for your service. And I told him about the dream. He was shocked that I knew what time he had gotten hurt. So yeah, he got hurt, but he is doing okay now. That is an incredible story. I give my hat off to anybody who served in the armed services at any point in time. Thank you for your service. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the 17 people watching right now. I thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. Guys, make sure if you're new, smash that like button, help support the channel. All right. Let's see. Hey, Tina Stewart joined me on Facebook. Awesome. Sweet. Thank you guys. Do appreciate it. All right, let me go look up some news stories. I got all these. Sorry, real quick. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Seems like I have wedged my webcam cord, so I'm not going to be able to move it. So it's going to be a kind of an inconvenience. Okay, real quick here. All right. Let's see whether. Oh, okay. So getting to the scary stories. Okay, so we have a few choices. We have, I think some of these I've read already. So we have ghost stories, we have horror stories, and we have urban legends and true ghost stories. What do you guys want to hear? Let me know in the comments. So we have horror stories, urban legends, scary ghost stories to tell in the dark. It's kind of the theme of this channel or this stream. We have scary stories, we have true scary stories, and we have ghost stories. Let me get the comments back up here. Hey, Deborah the fam, how are you? It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Urban Legends. Okay, we got one vote for Urban Legends. Yeah, don't forget to smash that like button, fam. Okay, we have 2 for Urban Legends. So I might start there and see where we can go. Okay, we have truth. Okay, no problem. Yeah, those last 2 stories were pretty good. Alrighty, let's see. Urban Legends. Okay, so the black-eyed children. I'll start with this one, and then we can put to a vote on the next one. The urban legend began in 1996 when a man named Brian Bethel from Abilene, Texas, claimed that he had an encounter with 2 very strange children. Late one night, he was driving his car, which he parked outside of the theater. When 2 boys approached and knocked on his window, the man rolled down the window. He got the strangest feeling that something was not quite right. "Hey, mister, we have a problem," said the older boy in a calm voice. "See, my friend and I want to see the films, but we forgot our money. We need to go to the house. Are you willing to help us out?" He was some. There was something about the 2 pale boys that scared the man, and he hesitated. "Come on, mister, let us in." "We can't get in your car until you do, you know," the boy said smoothly. "Just let us in. We'll be gone before you know it. We'll go to our mother's house." The first time the man noticed their eyes, they were black as coal. There was no pupil, no iris, just 2 completely black eyes. As sensing the man's unease, the boy said, "Come on, mister, we won't hurt you. You just have to let us in. We don't have a gun." The man was frightened and threw the car into reverse. The boy shouted, "We can't come in until you tell us it's okay. Let us in." The man drove off. He looked into the back, and the boys were gone, and the sidewalk outside the movie theater was deserted. So, how did you guys like that story? That's creepy. Hope you guys like that one. Yeah, that one was a good one. I did like that story. I don't know what I would have done. Okay. The seventh barn. There was a wealthy farmer who owned a lot of land in Ohio. He bought a new barn on his property, and every time his wife had a baby, they named the barns after each one of his children. By the time the story takes place, they had 6 kids and were expecting number 7. However, the farmer's wife died in childbirth, and so did her unborn baby. The farmer went insane with grief and couldn't tend to his farm. The family had no money, and the farm was starting to go under. They say that one night, the depths of his madness and despair, the farmer took an axe as he led his children out of the barns and murdered them, one by one. He buried each one of his children's body in the 6 barns, and named them all. Sorry, he buried each one of their bodies in the 6 barns that he had named them after. The farmer went to the 7th barn and hung himself. As the story goes, all the barns were eventually torn down and the land was sold off, all except the 7th barn. Nobody wanted to buy that land because of what happened there. It was so abandoned, or so it was abandoned, left to despair. They still say if you go to the barn at night, you can see the ghost of the farmer hanging from the rafters, his body swinging back and forth in the wind, dwelling on his terrible crime for all eternity. No one has ever really seen where the 7th barn is located, although it's definitely in Ohio. Some say it was in Kranz Farm in uh, Chukoya Valley. Others say it was at the top of the world in Northampton. In 1997, a local farmer or local teacher claimed that after a lot of research, he had finally tracked down the real location of the infamous 7th barn. He said that none of the barns were actually torn down. Excuse me. The land had actually been sold off and the barns were actually incorporated into the neighborhood farms. According to the teacher, he was also able to pinpoint the location because all the barns in the neighboring properties had nameplates above their doors with the names of the children engraved into them. The teacher and his son set out one night to visit the barn, bringing a video camera with them in the hopes of catching some paranormal activity. The next morning, the teacher's wife reported her son and husband missing. Police found their abandoned car by the roadside while searching the area. They entered the barn nearby field and found their dead bodies of the teacher and his son hanging from the rafters. Woo! That one was spooky. Um, the one night, or sorry, the one on the right has been open, but the one on the left was closed. Wait, what? What are you talking about? The doors have been open this whole time, right? Let me just going back through the live stream, kind of look. No, that door's been like that this whole time. I'm just trying to make sure the blinds were closed because the spirit who haunts my house often likes to mess with the blinds. No, I don't think they messed with it. If you guys catch anything, let me know. Yeah. Did Blowhole, do you want to come up on panel and share your story? If so, can you either tweet me your email address and I can add you to the Hangout, or you can post it into the comment section and I can bring you on that way. All I need is your email address. Long story short, my grandmother's voice came through my friend's spirit box, and my family member came into my house. All of a sudden, asked if I wanted my grandmother's ashes. Wow, that's pretty wild. Dang, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, that story was creepy. Creepy. Okay, let me get back to the comments here. Wow, that's crazy. So you had an EVP of your grandmother asking if she wanted you to have her ashes. That's pretty nuts. Yeah, see, like I don't bring the spirit box in my house anymore. I mean, eventually, Presence of the Unknown and Joe will probably be coming over here, and we'll be doing a full investigation on my house for YouTube. It's been pretty quiet lately. The only time I really notice anything is in my room late at night. If you have a story, would if I have a story, would you read it? Yes, I would be happy to. You can send it to me on Messenger, on Twitter, on Facebook. You can send it in the chat, however you would like to. Thank you guys for the 30 thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Awesome, Alicia Parrish. If I have a story, yes. Okay. Wow, thank you guys for the 32 thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Blowhole. I do appreciate your tweet, and I made sure I retweeted it. Where do you want to send that to, Tina? Sorry, I've been working, but letting it play for watch time. Oh, I so appreciate that, blessed intuitive tarot. I do really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Hey, known by PJ, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Thank you guys for the 20 people watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I have also had something attached to me and following me for years, but I choose to ignore it. LOL. Well, it could get to I mean, is it a bad energy or is it a good energy? Because I've had some attachment issues in the past. One of them coming from one of these investigations that was very, very negative. I was waking up. I posted on. You can see what happened to me on some of my previous posts on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I had woke up with like scratches across my neck, my wrists, my chest. Woke up and I had like claw marks in my hand on my knuckle, and they were actually bleeding. It was really, really crazy. Um, I was seeing like faces pop out during my live streams, like ghostly images. It was crazy, the apparitions that were in my house. Wow. Just walked outside and got an eerie feeling as my car was the only one that I saw. Wow, that is pretty creepy. Sometimes ignoring it can make it worse. Absolutely. But also not giving the thing any power also helps. Yeah. Yeah, I have photo evidence of like getting scratched and attacked by something spiritual. Like it was pretty bad, not gonna lie. It's pretty serious. Hey, Lori Johnson. Hello and welcome. How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Yeah, that spirit attack was pretty bad, not gonna lie. It's not one of my favorite things that I've ever experienced in the paranormal field and hope to never go through that again. So those who are joining me, I just wanted to show people that my new ghost hunting camera. I got the new 4K ultraviolet, or no, sorry, it's not ultraviolet. It's infrared and multi-spectrum 4K ghost hunting camera, and it's from ghoststop.com. So that camera is pretty cool. So this will be on all of the future investigations for presence of the unknown. That is my other channel. If you have not gone and subscribed to that channel, known by PJ sent something. John, when my grandson passed, at 6 weeks old, my father-in-law woke me up, and I was holding him and telling me that it was him, and telling me that he had him and he was okay. Oh wow, that's awesome. Tired. I can't believe I'm awake. Oh gosh. Yeah, I like doing my spirit box in the house for a while until that whole situation handled, and I feel worried now every time I turn it on in my house, so I don't do it anymore. Just because of the stuff that happened in this house in the past. This is actually the most active room right behind me. This is actually where a lady had died in this house prior to us moving in. She died. Can't remember if it was like 2 years before we moved in, and she was like had some kind of mental disorder, and she was her name was Janet. At least that's the name I've gotten off the spirit box. I haven't confirmed the name on the record. But I know for a fact on the record it said a lady died in this house, and she wasn't found for like 8 days. So yeah, it was pretty nasty. They had to take a lot of that room apart. Okay, welcome back. So let me get to another urban legend. So this one's called Cameron Winstead. Cameron Winstead was a 17-year-old when her parents decided to move to Indiana. Her father had lost his job, and the only way he could find a new one was by moving to a new state. The relocation caused a lot of problems for Cameron. She had to leave her friends behind and attend an entire new high school in Indiana. Cameron had a hard time making friends when she changed schools. It was in the middle of the school year, and most of the students had no interest in befriending a new girl. She had spent so many days alone, to walking from class to class without speaking to no one. She eventually started hanging around a group of 5 other girls. Cameron thought these girls were her friends, but it wasn't long before she discovered that they were talking about her behind her back and spreading vile rumors. While she confronted the girls, and they turned on her and began bullying her every day, making her life a living hell. She they started to call her names, but the bullying got much worse. One day she left school. She left the school and her books behind in the classroom at lunch break. When she returned, she found that somebody had taken the Sharpie and wrote dirty words all over her books. Same day, she had opened up her bag and discovered somebody had poured yogurt all over the inside of her backpack. Sometimes she would come to school and find her locker that had been vandalized. The final straw came when somebody had put her coat at recess. Sorry, when she had put her coat on at recess and found that somebody had stuffed dog poo in the pocket. That's so messed up. There, there and then, Cameron decided she couldn't take the bullying any longer. She planned to stay behind that evening after school and tell her teacher what had been happening. Unfortunately, the decision came too late to save her life. After lunch, the teacher had announced that they were going to be having a fire drill. And when the sound alarmed, Cameron and the other students filed out of the classroom and assembled in the courtyard outside. As the teachers read out roll call, the gang of 5 girls, decided it was a great opportunity to embarrass Cameron in front of the entire school during the fire drill. They moved over where Cameron had been standing near a sewage drain, and they began to crowd the poor girl, getting in her face and nudging her towards the open manhole. They pushed her and tripped her, and she fell headfirst down the manhole. When they saw her falling, they started giggling, and when Cameron's name was called out, they shouted, "She's down in the sewer." All the other girls began laughing, but then the teachers looked down the manhole and saw Cameron's body lying in the bottom of the muck in the poop, and the laughter abruptly stopped. Her head was twisted around in an odd angle, and her face was covered in blood. Worse still, she wasn't moving. There was nothing all the teachers could do for her. Cameron was dead. And the police arrived and went into the sewer. They determined that she had broken her neck. Her face had torn off when she hit the ladder on the way down, and her neck snapped when she landed on the concrete. The police had hauled Cameron's body out of the sewer and went to send her to the mortuary. Everyone had to stay behind as the school police had to question all of Cameron's classmates. The 5 girls lied to the police, saying that they had witnessed Cameron falling down the sewer. The police believed the girls, and Cameron's death was ruled an accident, but the case was closed. Everyone thought that was the last that they would have heard of Cameron Winstead, but they were wrong. Months later, Cameron's classmates began receiving strange emails on their MySpace. God, that's so long ago. If anybody has ever had a MySpace, you know you're old on social media. The emails were titled "They Pushed Her," and they claimed that Cameron hadn't actually fallen down the sewer; she had been pushed. The emails also warned that the guilty people should own up to their responsibility for their crime. If they didn't, there would be horrible consequences. Most people dismissed the emails as a hoax, but others were not so sure. A few days later, one of the girls that pushed Cameron into the sewer was taking a hot shower when she had a strange crinkling laugh. It seemed to be coming from the drain. Ooh. The girl started to freak out and ran out of the bathroom. That night, the girl said good night to her mom and went to sleep. 5 hours later, her mom had awoken up in the middle of the night by a loud noise resounded throughout the house. She ran into the daughter's room only to find it empty. There was no trace of the girl. The worried mother called the police. When they arrived, they conducted a search of the area, and eventually they discovered the girl's grisly remains. Her corpse was laying in the sewer, covered in muck and poop, and her neck was broken and her face was missing. It had been completely torn off. One by one, all the girls that pushed Cameron were starting to be found dead. They had all been killed in the exactly same way where they found Cameron in the sewer at the bottom. in the same manhole that Cameron met her doom. But the killing didn't stop there. More and more of Cameron's classmates were found dead. It seemed that those who did not believe Cameron had been pushed were eventually down in their sewers with their neck broken and their faces teared off. They say Cameron's ghost is still on a rampage, hunting people down who don't believe her story. According to the legend, Cameron will get you whether it's from a toilet, a shower, or a sink and a drain. When you go to sleep, you will wake up in a shower in complete darkness, paralyzed, unable to move, hearing crackling laughter from all around you. And then, as you scream in terror, she will tear your face off. So be careful of who you bully. You might find yourself receiving the next of the curse of Cameron Winstead. What did you guys think of that? Sorry, it was long. Yeah, it kind of does sound like Pretty Little Liars. City Girl Country Heart. I just saw that. That's so funny. I feel old having had a MySpace. I had like 700 followers on that too. I loved MySpace until it went like all music. Like you used to have those like customized like backgrounds where you'd have to put the coding in and all that other cool stuff. I loved MySpace. Too bad it didn't hold up to what it is now. It's all music, I think now. I don't think anybody really uses MySpace anymore. So this one is called The Crying Baby. Excuse me. This is a 3-minute read. Okay. Sorry, I yawn a lot on this live stream. I do apologize about that. Post on HSFL Paranormal. Hold on just 1 second. Somebody had made a fan submission. Tina Stewart just sent me right before I started reading this. She just sent me a story that she wants me to read out loud here on HSFL Paranormal. Good night. Glad I'm not going to bed yet. Right? Yeah. Yep. MySpace was awesome. I stopped using my MySpace a long time ago. Yeah. Yep. I remember MySpace. No, this is not my normal bedtime. I don't sleep until like usually on live streaming nights. I usually don't sleep until like 3 o'clock. I don't work until 2 p.m. my time, which is 5 o'clock Eastern Standard. So Tina went on to say, when I was 16, I went to a friend's house. Her parents were playing with the Ouija board. Her parents jumped up and threw the Ouija board into the fireplace. It flew back out of the fire and landed back on the table. I ran out of the house and I never went back. That was from Tina. Is that a real story, Tina? That's really, really creepy. Wow. Mr. Dave, how's it going? There is a story about me. It's good to see you, Mr. Dave. Guys, 22 people watching right now. Make sure you smash that like button. Seems like a bunch of new people are here. Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I don't mess with Ouija boards. A few years ago, an email did the rounds warning people of a cunning serial killer who used a terrifying trick to lure out his victims out of their safety and into their homes. and get into their homes, into his clutches. One night, a middle-aged woman was sitting at home reading the newspaper. Her husband was working nights. When he had, oh, sorry, worked nights, which meant she had often been alone at the house. It was getting late, and she was about to go to bed when she heard a strange noise outside. It sounded like a baby crying and it seemed to be coming from the bushes outside of her door. She thought it was weird, so she attempted to go investigate. And just then, a dog jumped onto its feet and began barking and growling at the door. The woman got a strange and uneasy feeling. She stopped in her tracks and decided to call the police instead. She told them that she heard the sound of a baby crying, and the police said, "We'll be over. Whatever you do, do not open that door." The lady hung up the phone, and minutes later, she could hear loud sound of sirens as two police cars pulled into her driveway. The policeman banged on the door while the others searched the bushes around her house. The woman opened up the front door and let the policeman in. She was holding a the woman was had opened the door and let the policeman in. He was holding a baby doll in his arms. She noticed that it had a tape recorder in its belly, and the policeman pressed play on the tape recorder and heard the sound of the baby crying. He explained that there was a serial killer on the loose who was targeting women who were alone at night. He was using a cunning trick to fool women into opening the doors and coming outside. He would hide in the bushes and play the tape of the baby crying. The recording of the baby's cries would make the woman thought there was a child in need of help and would come out of their homes. While they were looking for the source of the cries, the killer would emerge from the bushes and murder them. He said that in a few days they had received several calls from women that heard a crying baby doll from outside of their homes. And when they were alone at night, the serial killer had already murdered two women in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it hadn't been long for her dog warning her in danger. She might have become one of his victims. While the police never actually came across a real life case like this, the email inspired by the episode America's Most Wanted that terrorized a serial killer or theorized a serial killer in Louisiana that would use this kind of ploy. So this was actually just the urban legend that was created out of a theory. So, hey, Kenneth the Kentucky Famine. I believe in ghosts. How's it going, Michael? It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up. 25 people watching right now. Thank you guys. That is so awesome. Miguel Ramos shared my video. Oh, that's separate. He's not on. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you guys for the 25 people watching. Yeah, that's creepy. I mean, and that's so theoretically could happen, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's based off of a true story. Oh no, it's not. It's based off of a theory that was created for the show, I believe, for Criminal Minds. Uh it was actually used by Criminal Minds and mentioned a serial killer using the crying baby doll lure. But there's serial killers that have lured women a lot easier than that, and a lot of their victims. Ted Bundy was really, really bad at that, or I should say, he was really, really good at that, and he often succeeded. Um, but I'm not gonna get onto what he did on this channel. I'm not gonna let that guy have prime time. He's so evil. Darn it, missed it at work. Oh, gotcha. No problem. Gonna be telling stories for a little bit. So I will go until 2 a.m. my time, which is unbelievable because I just worked a 10-hour shift, but that is all right. Or I'll try to go to 2 a.m. and see what happens. Do want to read the current analysis for the first hour of this live stream. So we've had 89 people join us throughout the duration of this live stream. And the amount of watch hours right now, we are just about 1,400 watch minutes into this stream. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. Okay, let's see here. I haven't shared my story much. People don't believe me. They think I was crazy. No, Tina, I would love to have you on here to talk about your story. If you were ever available, I would love to have you come up maybe on a panel like something like this, and you can come up and share your story here on HSFL Paranormal. Love to have you share that. That's awesome. Okay. Videotape. The videotape is an urban legend about a cursed VHS video. Sorry. Okay. Sounds like the 7 days. Just fine. Years ago, there was a group of 3 girls that went to high school together. They were all best friends, and one night during the summer holidays, they decided to have a sleepover party. They spent all day planning their sleepover because they wanted to. So they were all horror movie fans. They decided to rent a scary movie. It was late at night, and they saw the 3 girls. It was late at night, and the 3 girls piled into a car and drove down to the local rental store, but it was closed. The girls spent half an hour driving around town looking for a video store that was still open. I remember doing that. Eventually found a little store that was on a side street and went inside. The girls could not agree to what film they wanted to rent. So one of them went over to the woman behind the counter and asked if she had any suggestions. The woman told her that she had the thing for them and disappeared into the back room. While they were waiting, one of the girls noticed that the videotape lying on the counter, it did not have a cover, a box, or a label. It just seemed to be very dirty and stained. She was curious to see what it was, so she reached out to pick it up. And just then, she heard a woman rushing in from the back room and slammed her hand down on the tape, pulling it away, with a strange smile on her face. That's not something you girls should be watching. When they asked her what it was, the woman told them not to touch it at all. She said it was a hobby. She handed them an old horror film that would be a much better movie for them to watch. Eventually, the girls agreed to rent the tape, and the woman had suggested. While she was in the back room searching for the film, one of the girls took an opportunity and swiped the mysterious tape and stuffed it into her purse. Stupid. Later that night, the girls returned home. The girls who stole the videotape turned around and took it out of their purse and convinced the other 2 that they should watch it. They put the tape in the recorder and pressed play. All of a sudden, the power went out and it plunged it into darkness. However, the TV was still on. With the crackle of static, the video started to play on the screen, and they saw an old woman tied to a wooden stake. They were surrounded by angry men and women who were carrying burning torches. They shouted out and spitted at her, and she set her on fire beneath the woman's feet. The woman laughed manically, and the people stood out and yelled things like "Burn the witch! This is your punishment for practicing black magic." And the flames rose higher and higher, licking the woman's face. She screamed out a curse, saying that all who witness her death will suffer the same fate in 2 days' time. There was a screech of static, and the VCR began to make skipping sounds before they suddenly cut off. The girls were terrified. Girls in the dark terrified the girls in the dark for a long time until the power came back on. They tried to convince each other that it must have been some type of prank. After a while, they agreed to turn the tape immediately. When they arrived at the location of the video store, it was all gone. All they found was an abandoned building and an empty parking lot. 2 days later, all three of the girls were dead. The first two were floating in the backyard swimming pool. Her body was burnt beyond recognition. The charred remains of the second girl were found in the middle of a park, and the third girl was found in a furnace. The police were investigating the mysterious deaths and thought it was very strange coincidence that all three of these girls had burned to death at the same time. In each case, the police thought it was a spontaneous combustion, but the wildest thing is that nothing around them had been singed by the flames. They found a trash can outside of each one of the girls' houses, and they had been set on fire, and everything was burnt out. Everything inside was destroyed except for the videotape, which had inexplicably left untouched by the flames. How did you guys like that story? Gotcha, no problem. Thank you guys for the 38 thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, much love, Michael. It's so good to see you, my friend. Sorry to everybody who has been waiting for my live streams. I didn't go live once last week, I don't think. I took a break. I was feeling burned out here on YouTube. I was just sick of all the stuff that was going on between friends, and I just wanted to take a leave for a little bit, and I was getting really bad anxiety attacks and really bad panic issues, so I decided to take a week off and kind of go explore the area around me and film some stuff that I've wanted to film for a while. Made some videos. I posted them up. Yeah, the stories are really, really good. Blind Maiden. Hooey. Wait, where did that story go? I want that one. That one looked good. Load more. Oh, that stinks. I wanted that. Dang it. Okay, this one's called The Blind Maiden. There was an urban legend that has been circling around schools all over Spain, in whispers and rumors. People have been talking about a strange website called The Blind Maiden. Legend has it is almost unknown outside of Spain. It was brought to the attention by an old Spanish friend of mine. They say that most of the time the website is offline and you cannot access it, no matter how hard you try. However, according to the rumor, there are all the rules that you must obey to access the website. Number one, you must be alone. Number two, you must turn out the lights in your house. And number three, you must go to the website at exactly midnight on a moonless night. If all the safety, if all of these, if you satisfy all of these conditions, you'll apparently be granted access to the blind maiden site. Once in sight, your eyes will immediately be assailed with a never ending montage of shockingly horrifying, scary faces that seem to scream on and on. The pictures of boys and girls and their faces are twisted and tormented with fear, their mouths frozen in silent scream. Their eyes are missing, and their pictures are displayed quickly, flashing up on the screen one after another with no explanation. According to the legend, some lines of the Spanish text will appear on the screen, roughly translated, and it translates to something like this. The web This website will take you to the whole new level of terror. A horror that will use all five of your senses. You must be very careful on not to click on anything by accident. You'll be faced with a real experience of absolute horror. Click the accept button and engage activity in the experience. Below are the two buttons, accept and decline. You're probably very curious, but you'll find yourself tempted to hit the accept button. Don't. If you accept the challenge, you'll be taking your own life in your own hands. And click decline, and you will stay safe. This is what is supposed to happen if you click the accept button. To your surprise, to your surprise and horror, you will observe on your monitor a sinister silhouette walking towards you in your own home. You want to wake up. You want this to just be a nightmare, but as you watch, a specter approaches you and enters you in the room while you are sitting. You will see in the monitor your own back, and you will feel its presence behind you. You will feel it tap on your shoulder. The last thing you will remember or see before you die is the face of a blind maiden staring mercilessly at you with horrible eyes. According to what I have been able to research, they say that the maiden will rip out your eyes and take a snapshot of your face, so you will forever be a part of the website's picture gallery. You are you willing to take the risk? Your choice is yours. As I said earlier, I found out that the Blind Maiden website from a friend of mine who lives in Spain. I don't know whether this urban legend is true or not. As far as I know, the legend is certainly unknown outside of Spain. However, I have not yet attempted to find this website. Yes, I admit it, I'm afraid, but we'll pass on the challenge on to you. Do you dare to check the urban legend true or false? Simply a harmless collection of images and web pages, or a horrible reality? Here's some of the English translation from a comment of a Spanish boy who claims to have access to a website. Blind Maiden. Oh, I'm not good. So that's the rest of it. The rest of it is in Spanish. Blind Maiden, or La Dancela Siga, or El Ciro de Celtoro, or Celtora. Celtera. Sorry if I butchered that. Wherever you want to call it, this urban legend is real. It is almost and I almost suffered the consequences of messing with this crazy site. The story is that of a strange website where you enter it and you are totally alone with your lights off in your home at exactly midnight. And after that, whatever you do, do not click on the accept challenge, because when you do, this means you will die, probably within minutes. Don't take his advice. Do the opposite and totally. I did the opposite and totally accepted the challenge. Right at that moment, as I clicked that button, I saw everything on the screen become so real. I saw a shadow walking and place towards me, place that seemed to be my home, and I walked over to where it was. Paralyzed in fear, I could not move a muscle. And then came to the door and began to open it. Right as I turned around, the door behind me started to open, and then I saw its face, indescribable, but it had no eyes. It came closer, and I heard it whispering something, but I could not understand. And its face changed to a more gruesome, with an expression of terror that I will never forget. I ran with everything I could and tripped over something in the floor and hit the edge of my stubby table and fell unconscious. Seems it seems that she must have thought I was dead, because thanks to that I survived. Nothing again will ever play with my or never again in my life will I play with something supernatural. You cannot underestimate its power. Woo! Hey, Ghost of Hawaii, hosted by Obeki Hunter. How's it going? Good to see you. How did you guys like that story? Guys, I am 1 like away from 40 likes on this video. Guys, smash that like button. Okay, hold on. I got some tweets. All right. Have a good night, Tina. It was good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really do appreciate your support. Known by PJ. Did you read what I wrote? Did you send it? Where did you send it to? Known by PJ. John, in January, I had 30 dead. Wait. John, in January, I had 30 dead family and friends come by. Most sat on my bed and talked to me. Others just stood. I had been in the ER all month and they were very concerned. Wow. Jeez. Phew. Wow. That's crazy. I'm so sorry that you went through that. Prayers to you, my friend. All right, let's see here. Okay. Okay. Spring Hill Jack. Okay, so this one, if I can find it again. Crap. Okay, so this one's called The Never Ending Road. Supposedly, this is Never Ending Road is creepier than the urban legend about the mysterious road in Corona, California in the United States or in Alberta, Canada. This is known as the Lost Wreck or the Fatal Wreck. Years ago, there was a road known by locals as the Never Ending Road. Some say that it was in Lesser Road in Corona, California. Others said it was Medit Hot Springs Road in Alberta, Canada. It was a long, windy road, unlit and bothered by a thick forest that had led into the mountains. According to the legend, many people had drove down the road and they were never seen or heard from again. The legend of the never-ending road became so well known that folks were even afraid to drive on it during the day. Some drivers would even lose their nerve and turn back, terrified that if they continued that they would never return. The road took a sharp turn at one point and curved down a large canyon. There were no guardrails and it turned no guardrails and it on the turn and the other side of the canyon where the road continued. One summer, a work crew were widening the road and they made some gruesome discoveries. One workman pushed a rock over the side of the canyon and heard it hit something metal. When they climbed down to look, they saw the workmen found dozens of car crashes that had been at the bottom of the canyon. They had all fallen to their doom, and the decomposing bodies of the skeletal remains of some of the victims were still strapped into their seats. It was discovered that the road on either side of the canyon lined up well with that, or so well that they viewed it from the correct angle. Okay, so they discovered the road on either side of the canyon lined up so well that when viewed from a certain angle, especially at night, it created an optical illusion. The canyon was almost invisible and seemed to continue on and other side of the canyon. So people who drove the road at night had no idea that there was a huge drop in front of them until it was too late, and they careened off the road, off the cliff, and plummeted to their deaths. They said that law enforcement hushed about the discovery, wanting to avoid scandal, and the road was quietly closed down, never to be reopened. The corpses of the dead were never able to be recovered, and they are still there to this day in their twisted metal graves. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Death Soul, how's it going, Spring and Ryan? It's good to see you. That was a good story right there. That's really creepy because Corona was not too far from where I grew up. So that is creepy. All right, this one's called the Buckley family. This is the Buckley family. Their children's names were Susan and John. As a Halloween joke, the kids hold on. As a joke, the kids in the neighborhood were going off to get a dummy and pretended to chop its head off. The Buckley children thought it would be hilarious to actually kill their own mother. Wait, did I miss something? What the? Oh, okay. As a Halloween joke, and the kid. Sorry. As a Halloween joke, the kids in the neighborhood were going to get a dummy and pretend to chop its head off. The Buckley children thought it would be hilarious to actually kill their own mother. So when the kids woke up, they got an axe and slaughtered her. Once they had figured out what they had done, they called the police. But once they figured out what they had done, they had called the police, and the kids were gone for a long time by then. The only picture of them was them holding up. Wait. The only picture of them was this photo taken by an old trick or treater. Their mother's body was found half eaten. The photograph had been posted on various sites on the internet with the accompanying text, but it is not true. Here's the real story. The image is actually called the Miss Western Marticide. It was a work and it was the work of Eddie Allen from Haunted Memories. He retouches old photos and gives them a horrifying twist. In this case, he took a normal photo of two children and their mother and made them look like they had murdered her. If you look at the original photo, you will see that the mother's head is still on her shoulders and the children are not holding an axe. Oof, creepy. Hmm. I don't even want to show that photo just for the. So, this is the Candyman story. What did you guys think of that last one? Thank you guys for the 42 thumbs up. I really do appreciate all the love and support. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Thank you guys so much for the support. I do really appreciate it. I hope everybody's having a good night so far. Okay, this one's called The Candyman. It's a 2-minute short story. So we have about 1 hour left of the live stream. Thank you guys so much for holding tight with all the stories. And please, if you have any stories of your own that you would like to submit to me and have read out loud, please message me on social media with a story, or you can. I don't really like giving my email out all that often, but you can email me at hsflparanormal@gmail.com and send the story there. If you do like that, I can definitely read that out loud. I mean, if you want to do it that way, you can read it out loud. Yeah, true stories. Having a great night. Awesome. Can we have some true stories? Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. These are true scary stories. The hell was that? It sounded like the floor was creaking in the kitchen. Strange. Huh. That was a weird circumstance right there. I thought I just heard something creaking in the kitchen. Hmm. There it goes again. It's creeping me out. Okay. Um, this one's called Look at Me. One evening, I was in junior high school, and my mom and dad had went out and left me alone. I had lots of homework to do, so I spent the whole night sitting at my desk in the bedroom. My parents had left the house around 6 p.m., and I was doing my homework. I had just put my headphones on to listen to some loud music. There was a large storm outside that night, and I was at my desk facing the window so I could hear the rain and the lightning outside. My parents got back around 11 p.m. I saw their car drive up. I took my headphones off. As soon as my mom opened my door and came inside, I heard her shout my name. "What the earth is going on here?" demanded in a scream voice, confused. I ran downstairs. My mom was standing in the hallway and got furious with me. She stood at the door and yelled, "Was this you?" I looked down and saw the carpet had been covered in muddy footprints. I had no idea how they got there. I spent the whole night at my desk doing homework. Just as I watched her face go from anger to confusion, then went to fear. Both of us realized at the same time somebody else had must have been in the house. We followed the footsteps and tried to make sense of the whole situation. Then we started at the back door, which we usually left unlocked. When we noticed something else, the footprints started at the back door, and there was no trail of the footprints leaving the back door. All of a sudden, we could hear something loud and pounding noise echo through the house, and the sound of a front door being wrenched open and slammed shut. Wham! We ran into the garage and locked the door behind us. My mom took out her cell phone and called the police. "Come quickly," she said. "Somebody's in our house." After that, the patrol car arrived with two officers and one male and one female. The officer stayed with us in the garage while his partner went through the house searching room by room. When he came back, the officer said that there was nobody in the house and that it was safe to go back in. Sighing a breath of relief, she asked, "Whose bedroom is upstairs to the left?" The parents asked me. "It's mine," I told the officer. She looked at she asked us to follow her, and as we walked through the house, she could see a trail of muddy footprints leading from the back door through the living room, up the staircase, into the stairs, into my parents' bedroom, and then towards my room, and stopped in my doorway. The female officer pointed at the door, which had been open that whole night. Scrawled in it in black marker was the following: "I see you. You forgot to lock the back door. You seem confused. Turn around. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me." For almost 2 hours, somebody had been standing in my doorway watching me. To this day, I shudder at the fact of what would have happened if I turned around. Ooh, that story gave me creeps. Hey, Emmy Turner, how's it going? Emery Turner, sorry. How's it going, my friend? Welcome. You're welcome. Good night. I'm out. Good night. Take care. Hope you have a good night, Ryan and Spring. Take care, my friends. I may go live again today at some point if you want to come by. Yeah, just let me know what time you're going live, Spring, and I will try to be in the chat. I got chills from that story. Oh, yeah, me too. That one creeped me out. Whew. Yeah, that story freaked me out a little bit. especially since I'm like hearing noises in my house. Yeah. All right. The shush. Okay. My name is Sabrina. I was a little girl. My parents took me to my grandmother's house. She had a small village in the countryside. Her cottage was very small, and there was only one bedroom. My grandmother had slept in the bed. My parents slept in the other room. I had to sleep on the cushions on the floor. We and I was troubled by nightmares. Every night I woke up screaming. My parents tried to calm me down, asked me what was wrong, and all I could tell them was a man was coming after me. I could remember the cause of my terror every night. I saw a shadowy figure emerge from the curtains in the corner of the room. It was pitch black, and all I could make out was his outline of his tall. He was tall and scary, or tall and hairy. Sorry. Would watch in horror as he came towards me with a sickening slowness. He came up to me and whispered something in my ear. Just as I was about to scream, he would place his finger against my lips and whisper, "Shh, shh, shh." He tortured me every night to the point where I dreaded going to sleep. As I went on, I began to appear. It began not to appear only at night, but also during the day. One evening, as we were watching TV in the living room, I noticed something happen to my left. The curtains drew back, and I saw the man standing there, staring at me silently. He raised his hand and put his finger to his lips and went, "Shh, shh, shh." I let out a horrifying scream and immediately told my mother what I had seen. She got up and looked over the curtains, pulling them back and forth. She showed me that nothing was there, but of course, that he had already disappeared. When the holiday was over, we went back to the apartment in the city and the nightmare stopped. After that, my grandmother would always come to visit us instead, so we never had to go to the cottage and vacation there again. As some time went on, I stopped thinking about the man and forgot